Hello everyone, this is Kei Natsuki here, and welcome back to my channel. For tonight, or today, or whatever time you're watching this, I have a new what if. This is what if Naruto was the last male in existence. Part 1. As basically our story begins a long time ago, approximately 100 years before Naruto's canon birth. As a woman, as pretty much this is like a Dragon Ball ordeal, as there is only one, as there are 7 sort of rings called chakra rings. If you gather all 7 chakra rings, you can make a wish to a giant blue and black Chinese dragon called Taiyoshi. As pretty much one of these, a woman collects them all. A woman who I prefer nameless until later pretty much gathers all 7 rings and makes a wish. As she gathers all 7 rings and summons a dragon. As she then says, yes. And as the dragon then says, what is your desire? As the woman then says, men are filthy pigs. Men are monsters and fools. Men only use women and control them for their own personal gain. So that is why I ask of you, almighty being, one wish. As the dragon then says, proceed. As she says, I wish for all men to be turned into women. And only one child, one newborn, or baby, a boy, be spared from being turned into a woman, and that he be frozen in time for at least a century, until he can, until a century. Let the boy be immortal and powerful. And as for the reproduction system's replacement, let there be each year 100 babies be born. Okay, 100 baby girls be born. As the dragon then says, you're the boss. As Taiyoshi then says, very well then. Your wish is my command. As he then snaps his giant dragon claws together like this. And suddenly you hear hundreds of groans and pained aches. As she then says, also, make males a myth. Make the even thought of a male a myth. As he then says, alright, you're the boss. As he then snaps his fingers again, and he snaps his claws again, and then the 7 rings disappear. Not just teleport away or go somewhere else. No, I mean they literally disintegrate out of existence, as this wish is like a one-time deal thing, as it cannot be undone ever. And no other wishes can ever be made. As Taiyoshi then says, enjoy your new world. and then he poofs away, as this girl just smiles and says, "Perfect." Perfect indeed. As this girl is an Uchiha, as she then says, "Perfect," with her Sharingan activating, or her Mangekyo, her eternal Mangekyo Sharingan activating. Because this person took her sister's eyes. If you have no idea which Uchiha I am talking about, well, I gender bended the person and their sister, and their brother. Pretty much, this Uchiha is extremely famous and destructive. If you know who he was in the comments, please put him down. As the female just then says, "Let the new world order begin," and 100 years pass. 100 years time skip. Now, the dragon then thinks, "Oh wait, ah crap, the boy's being unfrozen today, and I forgot to give him a guardian. Crap." As he then thinks, okay, then how about this? As, by the way, she did not just wish for every male in the world to be made a woman. No, she asked for every being in existence to be made a woman. As Tayoshi then summons a female who is known as dead. This female, of course, is a goddess in her own right. Haga, and she's known as the Slut of Six Paths. Yes, that is nickname for Hagurama in this. Yes, female Hagoromo is named Hagurama. That's pretty much. She is just teleported in out of the afterlife. And she's just like, "What the hell?" As Tayoshi then says, "Hello there, my name's Tayoshi. I'm a giant dragon. And I have a request for you. You take care of this boy. You need to take care of this male. Yes, it's the last male in all of existence." As she then begins licking her lips, and smiling devilishly, as the dragon then says, "By the way, no raping him until he is at least 16 or 14. Understood?" As she just frowns and says, "Okay." As we do a time skip to the age of 4 years old. As Hagurama created a giant sort of temple underground and barricaded the entire place. Basically in a giant cavern where there's no exits and no entries, and it's sealed off so no one can get in there. As she basically wants Naruto all to herself. As she, since the age of 4, has been teaching him everything she can. However, she then decides it's time to send him to the academy. But what if those girls try to take him from me? As she then gets an idea, and teaches him the transformation jutsu. As she trains him with it for so long that it becomes a 6-hour long jutsu that works for 6 hours. As she's just says, perfect. Now, you can go out and go to a normal school. However, you must have this jutsu on and always be home before 6 hours. As he goes, okay, and it's the first day, pretty much. As everyone's excited, so is Naruto. As everyone's jumping around in excitement, as Naruto is then introduced, as he says, "My name is Naruto," and all the girls are suspicious and think, Naruto, that's a weird sounding name. Why not Naruko or Narumi or Haruta or Nara or something like that? As he says, nope, my name's Naruto. As they're just like, okay. Now, we do a short time skip of 5 hours and 30 minutes. As school is about to be over, when suddenly Arukara, yes, female Aruka, says, surprise training match. And surprise sparring. As Naruto's just like, let's hope this is quick. I need to get home. As it's Naruto versus Sasuna. And Sasana, female Sasuke. As he's just like, okay, I need to beat her as fast as possible. As Naruto is trying his all. And just, using some attacks, trying not to hurt the woman, but also trying to speed things up. As the battle goes on for 30 minutes. As Naruto is just about to land the last hit, he then, a cloud just poofs around him, revealing him being a male. As all the teachers just drop their eyes out and just drop their jaws and their eyes widen, and the same thing goes with all of the girls as they're just like, a male? I thought those were only bedtime stories or myths. Get him, says all the girls. As then Naruto pretty much hides in a back alleyway where no one can find him. Yes, instead of a giant mob of villagers trying to hurt him like Cannon, it's a giant mob of villagers trying to rape him. As he's just like hiding in an alleyway. As Hagurama teleports out of nowhere, as she says, are you okay? I thought you were in trouble. As he says, the transformation wore off. As he then explains how school was almost over, and then surprise 30-minute match, and 30-minute long match, and 30-minute long sparring, and then she's just like, oh well, I'll teleport you home, as she tries doing a teleportation technique. However, she fails. And she's just like, what? Damn it. I must have exhausted all my chakra getting here. You know what that means? We'll have to walk home. As they're walking in these shadows and alleyways, hiding from anyone who might see them, and they're about 20 feet away from the exit, as then the loud-mouthed Banshee of the Leaf, also known as the definition of uselessness, Sakura Haruno, just sees Naruto and says, I found the last male! He's over here! He's over here! And is pointing at him. I found the mail! I found the mail! And, well, the entire village goes quiet. And then the entire village begins shaking as Hagurama is just like, what is that shaking? And what's shaking? And she looks behind and sees a ginormous tsunami of women with their arms out grabbing for Naruto. As she's just like, ah, shit. Um, okay, I've gained enough chakra to teleport you at least out of the village. Okay? And she's just like, okay, Mom. And she just says, run, go home, lock yourself in the seals, and get in where the seals are, and get into home, lock yourself in, don't worry, I'll be there shortly. As Naruto then says, okay, Mom. As Naruto begins running out of the village. And as she teleports him out of the village, and he begins running and shuffling away, just going, gotta get home. As he's marching away, and as he's basically running away as fast as he possibly can at the age of 4, as, well, a woman then notices him. This woman is the legendary Toad Sage, Jiraiya. I'm Jiraiya. As Jiraiya is walking as Jiraiya is basically walking to her teammates, to her friend Tsunade's, who is at a bar just getting drunk. As Jiraiya is walking and sees Naruto the last male running, and then she just says, is that the last male? Holy smokes. As she uses a sort of telepathy jutsu to contact another friend of hers. Well, the other two Sanin. As she contacts a friend of hers called Orochimaru and Tsunade. As she then says, I found him, the last male, here, here, here. As in this, what if Orochimaru or Orochimaru has not only an obsession with immortality, but an obsession with males, thinking that even though they're myths, and thinking that they were not myths and they were once everywhere. However, something happened to them. As she then hears Orochi, and as she hears Jiraiya's telepathy saying, the last male, I found it, I found him, I found him. As Jiraiya is just running, is just following Naruto on top of the trees. As Naruto is just running as fast as he can. And the second Orochimaru heard, I found the last male, she remembered a FTG seal she put on Jiraiya. As she then said, let's see if this works. Come on, fourth Hokage, don't fail me now. As she then basically flying Thunder God or flying Raijins to where Jiraiya is. And to where Jiraiya is. As she then says, where is he? Where's the last male? As she then says, shh, he's down there, see? As Orochimaru sees Naruto running away. As she's like, you want us to corner him or something? And she's just like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. to do. As they're like, okay, as they begin fall, as they and also Tsunade kind of FTG near them, as the three Sanin are just following Naruto, and they're like, as soon as he hits a dead end, we're gonna rape him. As they then see Naruto at what appears to be cave, as he then runs in the cave, and, well, he runs even farther into the cave. He even then falls down a hole, and then he just jumps down a hole. And they're like, is he hurt? Is he hurt? And then they're about to run into the cave when they then see a seal, which this seal is very funny, in the very meaning that it does something that annoys a lot of people. Or at least if you've seen the first Jurassic Park, as it shows basically a hologram of Hagorama with her finger, or doing that no thing over and over, as she then says, ah ah ah, ah ah ah, ah ah ah, ah ah ah, and they're just angry. Like, my god. Of course. Of course he runs into a cave that is surrounded by seals. I mean, what are the odds? As the three Sanin are just like, don't worry, he has to come out soon. I mean, it's just a cave, right? As they're just like, right. Well, yeah, it pretty much is, so should we, make camp here? As they then say, yeah. As they then make camp a couple of, 30 feet away. Just being pervs waiting for Naruto to come out. However, Naruto does not come out, and it's been about 2 hours. As they then see a woman, a woman with two purple eyes, sort of human-looking skin, horns, and long hair, enter the and long reddish brownish hair, enter the go walk to the cave as she then enters. As when she passes through the seal, it then a hologram of Hagoromo then says, basically a recording of Hagoromo says, access granted, Lady Hagorama. As she enters the cave, as the three Sanin are just like, ah, damn. So this is her home, huh? That old lady must be keeping that boy to herself. As then, well, the Hyugas and a whole bunch of female Hyugas of all ages would just be found running, following Naruto's footprints, as of course they'd be able to see his footprints. As they would basically follow him all the way to the cave, as they would just go, he's in here. As they would try to enter through the seal, and then, just before they tried to enter the seal, these three Sanin would say, don't enter, don't try it, you'll get annoyed. As they're just like, what do you mean annoyed? As one of the Hyugas enters and tries to enter, as then the seal begins to glow gold, and then it's just a hologram of Hagorama, and she's going ah 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 as the freaking Hyugas are just angry. Like, so that's what you meant by get annoyed. Damn. As they're just like, then let's see what's inside this cave. At least if we can't get in it. As the Byakugan users then use their sort of X-ray vision to just look through the cave and see a ginormous house in there, like a temple. As they're just like, there is a temple in there, like a house or a tower. Basically, it's like a friggin' mansion in there. And there's a woman with, and there's a woman teaching. I'm talking to the last male. I'm guessing this is where he lives, said one of the Hyugas. As well, they would just think, huh, well, I guess we'll have to wait for him to come out. As the Hyugas would walk back to the Leaf Village, as the Sanning would do this, would basically go back to where they came from, but not before placing flying Raijin seals all over the place. As then, they would say, now we can get here at any time we want. Okay? As they'd say, okay. As well. We go to Naruto, who is inside the cave. Mom, did I do anything bad? As Hagurama just says, no, dear, you did nothing wrong. It's just that that some women saw you. You see, in this world, men are very, very, very rare. Actually, you're the last male to ever exist. So lucky you. However, there are women in this world who will use that against you. As she then just says, but don't worry, soon you'll be able to go out there without any problems, okay? When you're older. As he says, okay, Mom. As we do a time skip of 4 years, where Naruto is now 8. And his mom is pretty much just watching him. As she then says, alright, well, it's about time for you to finish up your time in the academy. I mean, it's about time for you to, leave your home. Leave this place, don't worry. You can come back here any time you wish. Okay? Just remember that. You can come back any single time you wish. However, please just be safe. As she hugs Naruto and says, don't worry, you will be coming here I have a feeling you'll be coming here pretty soon. Coming back here pretty soon, she says to Naruto, and she then whispers under her breath, not like you'll have a choice. Not like you'll have a choice. As Naruto then says, what was that, Mom? And she says, nothing. And Naruto goes out to the village, as and goes out to the Leaf Village, as he remembers his first impression, as he's just like, okay, let's hope people won't rush at me this time. As he then pretty much, as basically a lot had happened since Naruto's arrival when he was 4. After all, the 4th Hokage had... Yes, the 4th Hokage. Get it? 4th Hokage. As, go into the comments and if you understood or the joke or not. As she then... As they would have told the 4th Hokage that the last male had been sighted, but escaped the village. As she then said, and as Minata would then have said, here's something. Next time that the male comes here, do not bomb rush him. No one bomb rush him. No one tried to attack him or rape him. Okay? Get to know him. Understand him. And then, if you have the chance, mold him. As they then say, yes, Lord Fourth. As Naruto enters the village and, well, there is then, as he enters the village and there is banners everywhere with in yellow, white, and gold, writing, in Japanese writing, that's white and gold, as there's yellow banners with that has white and gold Japanese writing that says Naruto. That says Naruto all over the village. As then they kind of made a shrine. As Naruto's just like, not creepy at all. As well. Jiraiya would be sort of walking by, just, going to the store to buy some food, as she would see Naruto and then use a telepathy jutsu again, and then talk to the Sannin and say, he's here. I repeat, he's here. Code ambush. I repeat, code ambush. As the other two Sannin would appear out of nowhere, due to the Flying Thunder God technique. As they would then, or it's called the Flying Thunder Goddess, as they would then appear out of nowhere here and basically follow Naruto. As just as they were about to follow Naruto, an Uchiha sees him. Now this Uchiha just appears to be a old grandma. As she says, you there. And as she appears to be a old grandma, and she says, you there, what's your name? Young boy? As he then says, "My name's Naruto. Ma'am, why are you bomb rushing me and trying to attack me?" As she says, "Why would I do such a thing? When I was young, there was always men." "So you are nothing different," she would say. However, in her mindscape, in her mind, she would think, "Nothing different, my ass. He's way better than those filthy pigs. Just look at him. He's handsome, he's kind, perfect, naive, and perfect for molding." As a whole bunch of other Uchihas get the same idea. Female Sasuke, female Itachi, you know, female Obito, all the Uchihas. And Naruto's just like, weird. I best get to the academy. As Naruto gets to the academy, and it's like freaking Sasuke times a billion. As everyone is, as all the women and the teachers are just eyeing Naruto. Not angrily, not giving him any stink eyes, just with intent and lust. As he's just like, "I don't want to die." As Naruto is then told his team, as they then say, "Alright, Team 7. Team 7 will include of Sakura Haruno." And Sakura Haruno would say, "Yes!" And, okay. And Team 7 will include of Naruto. As then everyone began praying, "Please let me be on Team 7, please let me be on Team 7, please let me be on Team 7. As then the second would be Sakura Haruno. As Sakura Haruno would then just in her mind say, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." As, well, the proctor, and then Irokara would then say, "And the last member of Team 7 is Sasana." And it's Sasana, or female Sasuke. As she would then, she would then say, "Cool." As in her mind, she'd basically be thinking, "Yes, yes, 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 I'm one of the luckiest girls in the world. I am one of the luckiest girls in the world." As they would then say, "But this will be a team of 4, including your instructor, of course, and including your sensei, of course." As the two girls would, Sakura Haruno and Sasana would just think, "No, we have a sensei. Crap. Let's hope it's not one of the high-ranking, good-looking ones." As, well, then, pretty much, someone was not late this time, female Kakashi, as she wanted to meet the last male in person as soon as possible. As she would walk into the classroom and say, "My first impression of you guys is, and of you gals is, as she would look at Sakura and say, "Disappointing." As she would look at Sasuke and say, "Boring." And then she would look at Naruto and say, "Very interesting." As she would then say, "Alright, everyone, we're going on to the roof, okay?" As I'd say, "Okay." And Naruto would say, got it. As when Naruto was, as when everyone got to the roof, they would pretty much have the same likes, dislikes, and goals. Likes, Naruto. Oh, and training. Dislikes, every other girl. Goal, marry Naruto. As that was pretty much the likes, dislikes, and goals for every single woman in the village. As Naruto would then just say, hey, my name is Naruto Otsutsuki, as he would be taking the name Otsutsuki from Hagurama. I'm from Hagurama, as he would say, my mom is. Oh, sorry. My name is Naruto Otsutsuki. I'm pretty much. My likes are training and my mother. My dislikes are people chasing me. And my goal is to, well, create world peace. I mean, it's to pretty much create world peace. As Naruto would just us then sit down, as she would say, alright, everyone, tomorrow we have something called a bell test. As for Naruto, he gets a special pass. He does not have to do the bell test. Any problems? As the girls do not argue, because, I mean, it's Naruto. Of course he gets to pass free, scot-free. He's the last male, after all. As, well, we go to the end of the day, where, no, anyways, Naruto would then be basically trying to walk home, as he would sort of, it would be close to nighttime, and he'd be looking at the moon. As the moon would be a full moon, well, not a full moon, it would be like a crescent moon. As it would be a crescent, sort of, hold on. As the moon was shaped like this, but, well, imagine that sideways to the point where it looks like a smile. A wide grin. A sort of sinister but peaceful grin. As Naruto is looking at the moon and thinking, it's a beautiful night tonight. As the moon then glows a sort of pinkish red. Not blood red, but a pinkish red. As pretty much Naruto is knocked out, and he wakes up in his mindscape. As he then sees a beautiful woman with long whitish blue hair, pale white skin, and 3 three eyes and shaped, two bunny ear shaped horns. As he then says, "Who are you?" And she then says, "My name is Kaguya Otsutsuki, and you are what I would say my grandson. After all, you were raised by my daughter, so yeah, you would be my grandson." Yes, indeed, you would. As she then says, "My name is Kaguya Otsutsuki, and I have no problems with you using my name, and with you using that the last, I'm the family name. I just wanted to look at you as she's talking to him men in the mindscape, but in the physical world, well, pretty much Naruto is getting a mark of bunny ears on his chest and on his arm. I have basically a mark shaped like Kaguya's bunny ear shaped horns. As the mark then begins glowing white cyan kind of. As Naruto then wakes up and looks at his arm to see the mark. As he's like, "What is this?" As Kage then says, "Don't worry, I marked you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just a sort of term of claiming, okay?" As he's just like, "Okay." Clearly having no idea what just happened. As when in reality, Kaguya just claimed Naruto as hers, pretty much. And well, Hagurama clearly just awakens. Like her eyes just snap open and she teleports to where Naruto is. As she says, "Are you okay?" As Naruto then just says, Yeah, I just met your mom. I just met Grandma." As she's just then thinks, how did she slip out of the seal? As she then looks at the moon and sees the moon in the shape of a giant, wicked, wide grin, as the moon has now stretched to fill the entire night sky. And the moon has now stretched to be a bit wider, as it's just a giant, sinister smile. As she then thinks, let's hope she did nothing to you. As she then is looking at Naruto for any hickeys, bite marks, anything like that. And she then sees the mark of the bunny ears on his arm. As she tries to burn it off by placing her chakra onto it. However, nothing is working. As then she then hears a what seems to be faint, pitchy sort of laugh. Just a chuckle going. Except it sounds like it's very, very, very far away. As Hagurama goes into her mind and basically then is in her mindscape as she sees Kaguya, as she says, "Why did you mark him? He's mine." As she then says, "Well, if he's yours, then why didn't you mark him? Hmm? For one, he's immortal. For two, you didn't mark him. And for three, he's perfect. And he's the last male. So he's mine, not yours. And anyways, why didn't you mark him? You had all the time in the world to." As she then says how she was not allowed to until he reached the age of 14. As Kaguya then just chuckles and says, "Ooh, what a bummer." Oh well. Basically, to Otsutsuki and anyone, this is a sort of warning saying, "Back off, he's mine." As she then says, "And soon, he's going to like being mine. And I'm going to mold him into a perfect obedient husband, a perfect obedient mate." Yes, I can imagine it already. As Hagurama then just slams her fist on the ground, saying, "It's not fair! Not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair." As Naruto, as she then goes out of the mindscape with a sort of angry look on her face, but then immediately calms down. As the moon's smile then just goes back to being a normal smile. And the moon's sickly wide smile goes back to being a normal smile. Or this. As, oh. Hagurama then says, "Okay." I guess. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you to a place with your brothers and with all of your sisters. Do you understand?" As she says, "I have sisters." And as he says, "I have sisters." As then Hagurama says, "Yes, you have 11 sisters." If you don't know what I mean by 11, yes, the 9 Biju are girls as well. I said every being in existence. And the other two, of course, are, well, Indriya and Ashura. And Ashuria. Ashuria and Indriya. And Indriya. Okay? As Ashura and Ashuria and Indriya are talking to each other. As they then see Naruto teleported in out of nowhere. As the 11 girls just look at him and say, "Hello, who are you? Wait, are you a male? Oh, cool." As he then says, "I guess you're my sisters?" As they then say, "Yep. Welcome to our home. It's a bit messy at the moment, but we can clean it if you like." No thanks, Naruto says. As then the first sister looks at him and says, I'm gonna, as she says, "Do you like, my name's Shikaka." Yes, I know, do not blame me, it's Shikaka. Shika, S-H-I-K-A-K-A. K A K A Shikaka. As she says, "Hi, I'm Shikaka, the youngest. I'm the, I guess you could say, oldest." As Nord, as she then says, "My God, he's going to be definitely a battle ready husband for me." As the second girl looks at him, the name's Matatabi. As she then says, "He's so cute. Hopefully he likes napping, and hopefully he likes strategy and napping, because that's definitely a lot of things we'll be doing when we're together." As the third girl looks at him and thinks, name's Isoba. As she then says, "He looks strong, but I'm too shy to say anything. Uh, Hopefully he gets a bit shyer too in the future, so this whole thing will work out." As the fourth girl, yes, I know this is a Uzumaki picture. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find a female Son Goku? Okay? Just deal with it. Deal with it. My what if? As the fourth girl then says, "The name's San Goka." Yes, San Goka. As she says, "I'll be," as she then in her mind thinks, "hopefully he enjoys training and fighting a lot, because that's what we'll be doing in the future." As Koyoku then says, or the, as then the fifth girl says, "My name's Koyoku. I guess will be, I guess I'll be testing your speed. I guess I'll be training you in speed." As in her mind she says, "Oh yes, imagine all that stamina in bed when I'm done training him. Indeed, it'll be fast." As the sixth one then says, "My name's Saiken. Um, Hello." As he then says, "Hello, you look, and as she then says, "Hopeful when I'm through with him, he'll be calm, steady, and resourceful." As then the Seven Tails then says, "Hi, my name's, Chome. Would you like to race? And would you like to play?" And she says, "Oh, when we're together, we're gonna play so much. Play, 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 play." And then, yes, I know this is a female killer bee, but do not judge me. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find a female human Gyuki? Seriously, this was the best I could settle for, so don't judge me. Deal with it. As an eighth girl walks up to him and says, "My name's, my name is Gyuka. Is Gyuka?" Um, as in her mind she says, as and as she says, "I like making right choices and decisions." As she then says in her mind, "And hopefully you can hit all the right spots." And hopefully you can reach all my right spots as well. As in the ninth girl then says, "My name's Korana and Korana." as she then, in her mind, says, "My God, he's so cute. Does anyone else want to rape him? And why do I want to rape him right now?" As then oh wait, sorry, not 11 girls, 12 girls. As the 10th one then says, "My name is Shinja." Yes, it's Shin. The Ten Tails' original name is Shinju, but her name is Shinja, so deal with it. As she then says, "My name is Shinja. I really don't feel a lot of things emotionally." And in her mind, she says, "Maybe you'll have me feel, and maybe you'll have a dick so big that I'll actually be able to feel it." As then, well, Andrea then walks. Andrea then says, "My name's Andrea. I'm considered the bad one." And her sister walks out of nowhere. Sorry, I have no female Ashura picture. Says, "And I'm considered the good one. We're basically twins." As he says, "Okay, my name's Naruto." As he then waves his arm, and he waves his hand, and the girls look at his arm and see the two bunny ears and say, "Damn you, Grandma. You got to him first." Oh. And Kage is in the seal, basically chucking, uckling, saying, "Yes, and he is mine. Mine and mine alone, do you understand?" As they then think, "Yes, Grandma." As Naruto then pretty much tucks himself in for bed, and then says, "Good night, everyone." And they say, "Good night, big bro Naruto." And that is where I'm going to end it off for now. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those cool things. And I'll be seeing you all tomorrow.